Senator Ted Cruz confronts a top FBI official about the role of the FBI in January 6th, and he wants a damn answer. I mean, if this is going to be the focus of the nation over and over and over again in the history books, he's okay, we need to know. We saw what happened in Michigan, right, with the kidnapping, so-called. There was an FBI kidnapping, basically. It was a complete setup. They take a few suckers who are willing to go along and persuade them to go along, and then they go after those guys. The FBI have anything better to do? Oh, yeah, go after trespassers. I forgot. Anyway, this is just from a few days back. Go.
How many FBI agents or confidential informants actively participated in the events of January 6th?
Sir, I'm sure you can appreciate that I can't go into the specifics of sources and methods.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants actively participate in the events of January 6th? Yes or no?
Sir, I can't answer that.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants commit crimes of violence on January 6th?
I can't answer that, sir.
Did any FBI agents or FBI informants actively encourage and incite crimes of violence on January 6th?
Sir, I can't answer that.
Ms. Sadburn, who is Ray Epps?
I'm aware of the individual, sir. I don't have the specific background to him.
Well, there are a lot of people who are understandably very concerned about Mr. Epps. On the night of January 5th, 2021, Epps wandered around the crowd that had gathered, and there's video out there of him chanting, "Tomorrow, we need to get into the Capitol, into the Capitol." This was strange behavior, so strange that the crowd began chanting, "Fed, Fed, 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 Fed." Ms. Sandburn, was Ray Epps a Fed?
Sir, I cannot answer that question.
The next day, on January 6th, Mr. Epps is seen whispering to a person, and 5 seconds later, 5 seconds after he's whispering to a person, that same person begins to forcibly tear down the barricades. Did Mr. Epps urge them to tear down the barricades?
Sir, similar to the other answers, I cannot answer that.
Shortly thereafter, the FBI put out a public post seeking information on individuals connected with violent crimes on January 6th. Among those individuals, in the bottom there, is Mr. Epps. The FBI publicly asked for information, identifying, offering cash rewards leading to information leading to the arrest. This was posted, and then, sometime later, magically, Mr. Epps disappeared from the public posting. According to public records, Mr. Epps has not been charged with anything. No one's explained why a person videoed urging people to go to the Capitol, a person whose conduct was so suspect the crowd believed he was a Fed, would magically disappear from the list of people the FBI was looking at. Ms. Sandburn, a lot of Americans are concerned that the federal government deliberately encouraged illegal and violent conduct on January 6th. My question to you, and this is not an ordinary law enforcement question, this is a question of public accountability. Did federal agents or those in service of federal agent actively encourage violent and criminal conduct on January 6th?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
When you see the extent to which this committee, this January 6th committee, has chased down individuals all over the country who have nothing to do with January 6th, going on after lawyers who gave advice. When you see how this same FBI and Department of Justice has used local SWAT teams and federal marshals to chase down individuals who never even went into the building, but who are said to have committed a misdemeanor by trespassing on the grounds of the Capitol building. And they're getting time, 30 days, 45 days, parole for a period of time, and then their records forever tarnished. I think we have a right to know. If they're going to put out January 6th as the greatest event in American history, we have a right to know if our government was involved on January 6th. Now, let me suggest to you it was. Where's my evidence? Well, of course, they're not coming forward, are they? But you can be assured if the FBI had absolutely no role, they would say we have absolutely no role, because how would that harm their investigations or investigative tactics? It wouldn't. I mean, if I were to say to the FBI, did you have any role in the arson that took place last night at 5th and Main Street? Of course we didn't, right? That doesn't affect their investigations or investigative tactics. Okay, on January 6th, did you have any role whatsoever in the January 6th events? No, we can't comment on that. So by the negative, you can assume the affirmative. I believe you can. And so I think the FBI did have a role, and somebody needs to explain to me how this guy Epps, who's all over video, who is suspected of being a Fed, who's trying to organize a violent attack on the building to get into the building. Somebody has to explain to me why that man isn't under arrest. Can you explain it to me? Can you, Mr. Producer? How does that man escape arrest? This would certainly hurt the narrative, wouldn't it, if we could get some more information on Mr. Epps?
Want to see more Mark Levin? Go to LevinTV.com and subscribe now.